Are you scratching your head wondering how to turn a long podcast episode into snackable LinkedIn clips that actually get attention? If so, you're in the perfect place because I'm going to walk you through exactly how to chop down those hour-plus conversations into short, high-impact videos that perform on LinkedIn. And I'll even show you why using a tool like this makes the whole process way less painful than the old-school way. Chances are you just finished recording a 60, 90, or even 120-minute interview packed full of amazing moments. You know, the kind of stuff that could reel in new clients, spark meaningful conversations, and drive listeners right back to the full episode. But now you're probably stuck asking the million-dollar question, how do I even extract the best bites that stand alone on LinkedIn? What should be 30 seconds versus 90 seconds long, for example? Do you even need subtitles for maximum reach these days? What about those tricky details like aspect ratios and on-screen captions? These are all completely valid questions that stop a lot of content creators in their tracks. I used to spend what felt like an entire workday doing this manually until I discovered specialized tools that automate the heavy lifting. And I have to say, this particular platform has quickly become my absolute go-to because it truly understands what creators actually need to succeed. So let's dive into step 1, signing up and getting your content uploaded to the system. First thing you do is click that special link you got and quickly create a free account. When you first land on the main dashboard, you'll see that the interface is incredibly straightforward to navigate. Look for the big prominent upload button and click it when you're ready. You can either drag and drop your file right there or simply paste a public URL link to your video. And don't worry about the format because this tool accepts virtually everything, from MP4s to YouTube links. It even handles your recording straight from Zoom or Google Meet sessions without any fuss. Next, you'll be prompted to select where you plan to publish your finished clips, like LinkedIn, Instagram, or TikTok. Here's the crucial thing to remember: don't stress too much about picking the single right starter option initially. The beauty of this platform is that it lets you completely reframe and change aspect ratios later on down the line. For instance, personally, even when I know the final destination is LinkedIn, I often prefer starting with a vertical preset. Vertical clips just happen to take up more valuable screen real estate in the mobile feed, which is a huge advantage. But remember, if you really want square, landscape, or even some weird custom ratio, you can absolutely change it later in the process. Now for step 2, which is where the real magic happens, letting the artificial intelligence do the heavy lifting for you. Go ahead and hit that big auto-edit option, and then you have a perfect excuse to go grab yourself a well-deserved coffee. The AI automatically scans the entire conversation, looking for the absolute best parts. It then generates a whole batch of suggested short clips, often yielding anywhere from 20 to 60 clips, depending on your original episode length. This isn't just some random chopping mechanism, I promise you that. It intelligently looks for high engagement moments, natural topic transitions, genuine laugh lines, and strong opening hooks, the actual stuff that gets views. When you compare this to some other tools which either overproduce way too many tiny clips or just give you blunt timestamps, the picks here feel different. It genuinely feels like a human editor who really spent time listening carefully, marked all the best highlights for you. Moving on to step 3, it's time to go back to your dashboard, open up the project, and start picking your favorites. You will see a neat lineup of all those clips the AI suggested, each with an auto-generated title ready to go. Take a quick play preview of each one so you can get a feel for the potential. Scroll through the list and star the ones that immediately grab your attention. Maybe it was a bold claim, an interesting statistic, or a particularly funny exchange. Now let's talk sweet spots for LinkedIn. A good rule of thumb is to aim for clips between 30 and 90 seconds. That length is the sweet spot where people will actually stop their thumb from scrolling and commit to watching. It's also long enough to deliver a punchy, valuable idea without demanding a huge commitment of the viewer's time. And this is genuinely where this specific platform really shines brightest for busy creators. Once you've picked a great clip, click on it and immediately look at the full text transcript displayed right there on the side. Let's be very clear, subtitles are absolutely non-negotiable in today's social media landscape. Most people are watching all your content on mute, so if your clip doesn't have readable captions, it's basically invisible to them. Fortunately, this tool auto-generates incredibly accurate captions and places them intelligently onto the screen for you. However, you maintain the power to fine-tune absolutely everything about those captions if you need to. You can trim the very start so the clip opens immediately on the most impactful hook, not a slow wind-up. You can easily delete those awkward filler words like or you know that snuck in. You can also reposition the captions so they never cover someone's face or an important visual element. Editing these captions is designed to be as simple as editing a document you'd find in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. You just double-click the text block, rewrite what you need, and move on. If a sentence happens to be awkwardly split across 2 separate caption blocks, you can merge them together seamlessly. And if the AI misspelled an industry keyword, you can fix that mistake in about 2 seconds flat. Next up is styling your subtitles so they truly make the clip look like yours and fit your brand identity. The platform gives you tons of options for subtitle styles, different fonts, outlines, and background treatments. You can choose something bold and modern, stick with minimal white bars, or even use a branded background block with your specific hex color. Here's a pro tip for maximum readability. Always pick a contrasting color that pops nicely on a mobile screen. If you're ever unsure which color palettes naturally pair well together, try grabbing a color from your logo first. Then use any free online color palette tool to find several excellent complementary colors for your text or background. After that, you just paste that perfect hex code directly into the editor field in the tool. You also gain the power to save this exact subtitle style configuration as a reusable template right away. This means every single clip in the current project or even future projects will instantly use the same polished look. This is a massive time saver if your goal is to maintain a consistent and professional brand aesthetic across 30 or more clips. Another great feature we need to cover is the auto-highlighting and emphasis control. The system can automatically highlight key phrases in your captions as they appear on screen, which really helps them visually pop. This can be set up for names, product mentions, or important industry terms that you want viewers to notice. If the AI decides to highlight a term that you actually don't care about, you can just easily unselect it in the panel. Alternatively, you can proactively add your own manual highlight for strategic words that matter most to your message, like growth, ROI, or strategy. Compared to some competitors that either lack this kind of smart highlighting altogether or force you into rigid, boring animations, this tool offers flexible control. This flexibility ensures that any emphasis you apply feels natural to the conversation, not gimmicky or overdone. For platforms like LinkedIn, having a short, punchy title right at the very start can significantly help engagement. I suggest keeping this intro title brief, aiming for just 2 to 4 seconds of screen time maximum. It should clearly state the clip's core concept, something like why AI isn't the problem, or how to 2x your content output. This platform allows you to easily add that intro title with your chosen font, color, and duration settings. Remember the main goal here, clarity, so tell people very briefly what the clip is about so they are incentivized to keep watching. Formatting multi-person podcasts can often be an annoying chore when you're trying to automate it. The auto-crop feature sometimes gets confused and crops the wrong face at a less than ideal moment in the conversation. The good news is that you can easily jump in and go completely manual in just a few seconds if needed. Say the guest delivers a truly killer line and you want the visual to cut directly to their face for emphasis. You can simply add a split point right there on the timeline and manually set the crop to focus exactly on the guest's frame. The platform keeps this process highly intuitive for fast editing. You just click to add your split points, choose the frame you want to lock onto, and then preview the result. This entire process is significantly faster than opening up a full non-linear editor and scrubbing through timestamps manually. Here's a massive productivity moment that you are going to absolutely love about this workflow. Once you achieve that perfect look, meaning you're happy with the subtitle style, the title card, the color palette, and the cropping behavior, save it as a template. Then you can apply that entire save style across the entire project with just a single click of a button. Instead of laboriously editing 30 individual clips one by one to match, this tool lets you apply the style universally first. After the global apply, you only have to go in and make tiny specific tweaks to the few clips that require special attention. I cannot stress enough just how much cumulative time this saves when you are batch producing weekly content for all your channels. Let's talk about some final fine-tuning adjustments you can make directly on the timeline. If you need to remove a quick filler line that slipped through or shift a phrase slightly earlier in the clip, you can easily do that. You can drag the start and end points of any clip right there on the visual ruler. You can also remove problematic bits of text right from the timeline view itself. If you find two slightly disjointed clips, you can even stitch them together if they flow well enough. If the opening 3 seconds of any clip are pure fluff, you absolutely must trim them off immediately. Because those very first few seconds are critical, they are what hook the viewer into staying. And the best part is, since the full text transcript sits right next to your visual timeline, you never have to guess. You can find the perfect word to cut out or the perfect phrase to promote without having to repeatedly scrub back and forth. Now we arrive at the final stage, exporting your polished clips and getting them published out into the world. Sure, you always have the option to download the final MP4 file directly to your local device. However, this platform offers a huge advantage because it also integrates a content calendar and scheduling feature. This means you can set a desired posting frequency, like 3 clips every single week, for example. Then the AI will automatically schedule those clips across your chosen social platforms based on what it determines are the optimal posting times. If you are still a manual poster, no problem at all. You can push the final videos directly to your connected LinkedIn or Instagram accounts. Compared to those alternatives that force you to manually upload every single clip one by one, this streamlined flow saves tons of time. Or those others that charge you extra just for the basic scheduling functionality. This tool bundles exporting and scheduling together seamlessly. It is so important to realize you should not limit this powerful workflow only to traditional podcast interviews. This tool is absolutely awesome for extracting clips from internal client calls that contained key insights. It works wonders for pulling out the best moments from webinars you recently hosted or attended. Think about using it for important internal meetings, investor pitches that nailed the value proposition, or even your long-form solo vlogs. Imagine you record a quick 10-minute thought piece on your phone while waiting for a flight. You import that raw file, quickly add captions and a title card, and you've got a polished LinkedIn post ready to go in under 5 minutes. The AI's intelligence doesn't really care if your source material is perfectly polished or a bit rough around the edges. Its only job is to successfully find and elevate those key moments that truly matter to your audience. I want to take a quick moment to talk about some of those other editing tools you might have seen out there. Some editors are decent at just one specific thing. Maybe they are very affordable or they have some flashy, unique subtitle styles. However, a lot of them fall short when it comes to a truly efficient end-to-end workflow. For example, many make you painstakingly reapply all your style settings to every single new clip you create. Others strictly limit your short clip length to 60 seconds and then force you into awkward, unflattering crops that you can't easily fix. And then, of course, there are the ones that become prohibitively expensive when you want to add multiple team members. This platform's core edge comes from its perfect combination of smart clip selection, easy in-browser trimming, reliable subtitles, and that built-in scheduling. In other words, while it might not be absolutely perfect at every single niche function, the whole package is specifically optimized for creators who need to scale content rapidly. You can scale without the headache of becoming a full-time video editor yourself. To wrap everything up, let's run through that quick checklist one last time so you remember the process. First, you upload your long-form episode into the system to get started. Then you let this tool auto-edit and generate that crucial first batch of suggested clips for you. Next, you review that lineup, pick the winners, and star the ones you want to refine. After that, you edit those captions for flow, trim aggressively to nail that perfect hook, and get the timing right. Style your subtitles beautifully, save that look as a template, and then apply that template across the entire project instantly. Finally, you can fine-tune any tricky crops or speaker splits and then either export the file or use the auto-scheduler. That is genuinely it. The entire process is that simple and that quick. In under an hour, you can transform one single hour-long conversation into a whole month's worth of consistent, LinkedIn-ready clips. If you haven't taken the plunge and tried this tool yet, please grab the link in the description below right now and sign up. Go ahead and play around with one episode and truly see how much faster your content production workflow becomes almost immediately. If you have any questions at all about the templates, color choices, or scheduling strategies, feel free to drop a comment below. I'll happily make more detailed walkthrough videos based on what the community specifically needs next. Thanks so much for watching this walkthrough. I really appreciate your time. Catch you all in the very next video, and happy clipping to everyone out there!